Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. You guys are saying it's the home of the upset. Now it might as well be. No one hits the upsets better than us 2-3 years in a row. Listen, Broncos Cleveland will be on Instagram. I obviously need to change that pick due to injuries. Let's get to the first game. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. Cincy's plus 6.5, and we've won a lot of money with Cincy this year, but we've won a lot of money with the Ravens this year. We've had better reads on these teams than others. But one read I'm saying this game is it's coming down to a field goal. It's going to be a one-possession game. This Bengals team is better than people think. And then when you're watching this Bengals offense, we've seen the big plays. We've seen Chase get going. We know King Burrow and Joe Mixon are legit players in this league. But they have been sloppy, and they've kind of been in second gear. I think the Bengals offense hits third or fourth gear in this game. I think they run the ball good against the Ravens. And we know the Ravens are no joke at home. But this is a vulnerable Ravens team. They're a good Ravens team, and they can win games late, but they are a vulnerable Ravens team. I think the big matchup this game is the Ravens O-line against the Bengals defensive line. This Bengals defensive line has surprised me. Like, look at that game against Detroit. Go watch that film. They completely destroyed and annihilated Detroit. It wasn't about Burrow. It wasn't about Mixon. It was more about that defensive line helping the defense eat, and that's what you're going to have to do against the Ravens. I think this comes down to the fourth quarter, last few minutes, game decided by a field goal. You can't rule Cincy out. I don't know why people are ruling Cincy out. And listen, I can understand not wanting to ride with Cincy, but I'm telling you, if you're going to take Baltimore and points, bro, you better tease that down. Next game, we got the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan at the Miami Dolphins. Miami is +2. Last week, Miami was on this list the other direction. I think they're the upset underdog this week. I think Miami wins and covers this game. There's not a lot of science there, but I like the Dolphins scheme on offense. You see receivers running wide open. I think Tua will be able to move the ball good enough. I just don't think Atlanta has the recoil. I don't think they have the discipline to win a close game. This is going to be a close game. It will be close in the fourth quarter. I honestly trust Tua to take care of the football better than Matt Ryan. Some of the stuff I've seen out of Matt Ryan this year is just head scratching. Like, I watched that film against Washington last night, and I'm just left thinking, damn, this Falcons team, they're actually worse than last year. That's the big reason why I have Miami. And plus, I'm looking at the Smith versus Flores matchup. I don't know if there's been a head coach in this league more disappointing than Brian Flores this year. I think Brian Flores has a response. I think the defense plays better than normal. I think Miami wins the turnover battle, and turnover battles everything in this game. I like Miami with the 2 to win in the cover. Next game, we got the Carolina Panthers at the New York Giants. Giants are +3, and this isn't about the Giants. It's just, I know you're going to start typing stuff about the Giants. This is not about the Giants. This is about the Carolina Panthers being terrible. This is about Sam Darnold not deserving the start in the league, and you guys said I was wrong. Are you here to eat crow? When are you going to eat crow about Darnold? When are you going to eat crow about him? The Carolina Panthers looked like the New York Jets last week on offense against my Minnesota Vikings. As a Vikings fan, I couldn't even be happy or walking around with a little bit more gusto due to that win, because I know how bad Carolina is. And we know the Giants have their injury issues. And the Giants have Joe Judge as a head coach. I mean, when you had Joe Judge as a head coach, you kind of come into a fight limping or with one hand behind your back. I get it, but this Carolina offense is a non-functioning entity at this point. They can't block anyone. Sam Darnold thinks he's Michael Vick. Like, Sam Darnold tries to roll right and run every single time. When he rolls out, he doesn't even roll out the pass. He rolls out the run. He thinks he's Mike Vick, and he's about as fast as me. Listen, if there's going to be an upset this week, it's Carolina, because I'm telling you, this offense is terrible. This offense is absolutely terrible. And Robbie Anderson, he'll add in 3 or 4 drops for Darnold, the completions Darnold does. And I'm looking at this defense in this game. I guess this comes down to which defense you trust, Carolina or the Giants. I think the Giants have a better front seven. That's why I'm going with the Giants. Next game, we got the Saints, -5 at Seattle. I mean, Sean Payton has just been straight direct depositing money in our bank account, but this is a week where caution needs to be the lesson. Because last week I told you Seahawks were going to be in a one-possession game with the Steelers, and I wasn't sure who would win that game. I think the Saints will win the game. Like, I'm more confident in the Saints with the -5 than the Steelers. But damn, I'm going to tell you, Seattle's probably going to cover that, and it's probably going to be a one-possession game late. It just comes down to what Geno Smith's going to do. And I'm looking at Geno Smith, and I didn't like what I saw on Sunday, but I can't say I was disappointed because we have to be realistic with the expectations we put on him. But one thing we know, Seattle's got playmakers on the outside, and one thing the Saints like to do, they like to make you play in a box. The Saints like putting 8-9 men in the front. They like playing press coverage. They like challenging you at the line of scrimmage. Seahawks have to pump it deep early and often. That really is the only way to attack the Saints defense because they're good against the run. They're extremely physical. They mix up their coverages. They're playing a lot more press man-to-man this year. I think the Seahawks make a few big plays, but also I think the Saints offense has a tough week. Even though they have a bye week to prepare, I don't think we're going to see like a version of the Saints offense. We saw the A version versus Washington, and we saw what that can do. Even though the Seahawks have a trash defense, I do think the Seahawks have a good game plan and a good work ethic on defense. I think this game's closer than people think. I think it's a one-possession game. I don't agree with the +5. Next game, we got the New York Jets, +7 at the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick, the pixie dust. Bill Belichick will win the Super Bowl this year, right? I mean, if we keep listening to the media and even with some of these spreads. Patriots, if you're going to have them this week, you probably got to tease them down. And we know the Jets aren't a good team. And no one's coming on here trying to sell you that. I'm not slinging Mitsubishis down at the used car lot. But I am telling you, we have seen some improvement from the Jets. That's not saying a lot. And I know that shutout against the Denver Broncos looms. I made myself sit through that tape last night before I got on here because I have to take on the full responsibility of everything I say on here. But I think the Jets cover, man. And I'm not sure if the Jets don't win this game. I think the Patriots are going to be a little bit exhausted. You go against the Cowboys, you go to overtime. They go damn near, I think they were in overtime, damn near overtime against the Texans. And this isn't a great Patriots team. Like, Mac Jones has been playing good, but who the hell does he have to throw to? Like Kendrick Bourne? Aguilar? There's just isn't enough. And I think this Jets defense, to really attack this Jets defense, you have to spread them out and you have to throw it a lot. I think the Jets' weakest point is their secondary. Like, Marcus May is going to be out. That should be something the Patriots could exploit, but I don't think with their receivers, with their talent level, they can exploit it. And then it comes down to Zach Wilson or Mac Jones. I think Zach Wilson equals Mac Jones this game. And you can make the more – listen, I'm telling you, if the Jets come in here and the Jets actually play aggressive, like they come in, they let Zach Wilson use play action. They establish the run early, play action deep with Zach Wilson. Jets can win this game. They're just going to need the right game plan. The Patriots are not invisible. It's just because Bill Belichick is a head coach. And this is one where you have to be considering Jets +7, but I'm even considering Jets to steal this game in Foxborough. If it wasn't in Foxborough, it would be different methodology. And I think some people are too locked into what happened earlier this season or even 4 or 5 years ago with the Patriots. It's not 4 or 5 years ago. Next game and last upset of the week, we got Indy +3.5 at San Fran. I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think this is going to happen, but I know a lot of you guys are going to be riding it. And I understand why. You guys have good fundamentals. You know how to break down the games, but there is something missing with this Indianapolis team, whether it be explosion, whether it be playmaking on defense. There is just something missing, especially on this Colts defense. I'm not so sure they get consistent stops. Now, everything's setting up for the Colts in this game. You don't know if Lance or Garoppolo is going to play. Both are banged up pretty bad. 49ers are coming off a bye week, but they still are beat up. It's not like a good rejuvenation bye week. It seems like the 49ers are limping into this week, and the Colts have looked better. The Colts are playing better. They're running the ball really well. We're seeing Carson Wentz throw it with play action more, but I don't think this Colts offense gets over 17 points, and their defense just isn't going to hold anyone under 20. Their defense is going to give over 20 points every single game. That's why I don't want you betting this upset. Sometimes it's more about the upsets you don't bet than the upsets you bet. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share the videos. The best gambling show on the internet.
Get about how many days it gonna take? You switch on me and I ain't get a break. If I hop off, then the levee gon' break. If I take two, then I'm off into space. Put all that down, pour all that out. I'm done without, we on the now. Step after step, day by the day. Live for the night and I'm never gon' break. Yeah.
Step by step by step by step. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Step by step by step by step. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Moving forward on the glory, up and onward, write the story. Little further, I can see it. We will be there before you know.
This life can get you down, down, down.
Just keep yourself around.